Bruh.
Junkenstein was my ultimate target.
That, you know, and they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
What's going on, lads? It's your favorite cyclist for justice, the Purple Man. And today guys, we are going to be talking about the returning Halloween mode, Junkenstein's Revenge. When Junkenstein was revealed last year, it caught everyone by surprise. It was the first Overwatch PvE event, and it had interesting aesthetics and fun gameplay. It was a simple concept that worked well with the Halloween theme. From showing off the cool new skins, to providing a place to play Hanzo without getting flamed, this mode was a fantastic start to Overwatch PvE. And then Uprising came out. Uprising raised the bar for all future PvE content. It converted an entire map into a massive Omnic war zone, and pitted you against more hordes of enemies than an abortion doctor in the Vatican. Uprising's enemy types were varied, the story was relevant to the main game, and there were multiple types of objectives. So as Halloween came back around, the hype train for Junkenstein's return was going
Fast as fuck, boy.
Everyone, myself included, speculated wildly, ideas ranging from a new area of the map, to adding objectives, to opening the roster up to all heroes. And it looked like some of this might happen. In the reveal trailer it showed all of Eichenwald transformed into a Junkenstein style Halloween night, complete with Junkenstein himself narrating over it. As I watched the trailer my hype grew faster than a measles outbreak in Disneyland. I couldn't even imagine how awesome it would be to slowly make my way up to the castle, wading through hordes of Zomnics, getting ready for the final fight with Junkenstein and his minions. Unfortunately, like my career as a fire truck, none of this happened. The map they had shown off was just a reskin for multiplayer. The only changes to Junkenstein are as follows. One new boss. A new endless game mode variant that gets progressively harder. 4 more heroes to choose from, but only in the endless version. No new areas. No new objectives. I don't think I'm alone when I say that I was extremely disappointed. Now that isn't to say this is a bad mode. In many ways my disappointment isn't Junkenstein's fault. I, and much of the community, had astronomically high expectations, ones that would have been harder for Blizzard to achieve than a world without vegans. So now it's time to talk about Junkenstein objectively. First, the theming. The theming of this mode is superb. You really feel like you're in a classic movie. The voice lines of the old characters in particular bring you into the story and imply a history with the characters. However, these interactions are not nearly as common as I would have liked. They are interspersed with lines from multiplayer which make sense by themselves, but seem off compared to the rest of the quotes. For example, when Soldier says enemy shield generator, it pulls me out of the game faster than the time I was kidnapped mid Call of Duty match. I wish that Blizzard had used a different name than in the multiplayer. I'd have been fine with almost anything. Protection spell, summoning stone, TP, accidentally hit teleporter button twice alt, or even something as simple as fuck off anyone who wants to win machine. But no, it's just shield generator. Overall I enjoy the aesthetics of this mode. The map has a lot of details, and the theme works. I just wish that they had not used multiplayer voice lines as much. Next, let's talk about the gameplay. For the most part, Junkenstein's Revenge consists of guarding a door and shooting the zombies that try to attack it. The Zomnics themselves are pretty standard. Most of them just float past you towards the door where they self-destruct. However, some of them, of the blue variety, will bombard you with more projectiles than a riot in Berkeley. These buggers are very annoying, but their damage is quite low, so unless you ignore them, they probably won't be able to kill you. In the lower difficulties these enemies are just cannon fodder and can be mowed down faster than a capitalist in North Korea. The final basic enemy is the Riptire. When you hear a Riptire spawning, everyone should focus it. If everyone does their part, these things are not a huge threat. The real enemies, like in communism, are the bosses. The bosses are some of the characters you know and love, but in their Halloween skins. The first boss is Reaper. He appears frequently and is relatively easy to take down. His wraith form gives him a brief moment of invincibility, but even that can't stop him from being bursted down faster than a fire in Antarctica. Reaper isn't a threat unless he goes unchecked. Our next boss is Junkenstein's monster. When the monster spawns, everybody needs to focus on him. He has more health than an ulting Winston in Total Mayhem and can be a pain to eliminate. Just remember to keep shooting, throw in some ults, and if running in, deny him his healing. Next you will usually get the Summoner. The Summoner is the only new boss and probably my least favorite, despite rocking the amazing new Symmetra skin. When she spawns, she immediately places a shield generator, faster than you can say "end my misery." Just like in multiplayer, this gives her army a massive health boost, taking them from annoying to really annoying. She will then immediately charge anyone she can, microwave in hand. She can also summon her mini barrier, so be ready before you pop your McCree ult. Next we have Junkenstein himself. While the cancer of his bear trap is gone, Blizzard found a way to make his nade spam even worse by giving him a bottomless clip. With his new powers of spam and infinite health, the best way to deal with the Stein is quickly. If you don't kill him faster than YouTube demonetizes charity videos, he will demolish your team. Luckily, like me, Junk doesn't leave his zone, so he's always easy to shoot at. A Hanzo ult is a very good form of DPS, if it's available. Next we have our final boss. No, not crippling depression, not child support, Mercy. Mercy comes in and pulls what she can no longer do in multiplayer or 3-man res. Once the enemies are back on their feet, you need to burst down Mercy as quickly as possible. With her out of the way, you can turn to the Stein and Reaper. With all of those baddies down, it's the Hog's time to burn. With enough DPS and with a little luck, you should melt these fools no problem. Keep these tips in mind and you can make it to round 6 million more easily than fire spread in California. And that is the core gameplay of Junkenstein's Revenge. Overall, it's a decent game mode. It's a far cry from the Uprising competitor we were hoping for, but it is still fun to play with the lads. All in all, I would rate this returning mode a 7 out of 10. It was more fun than Dead Island, but couldn't compete with Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. Well, anyways guys, thanks for watching. If you want to contact me to send me hate mail, cease and desist orders, or even your Junkenstein's Revenge fanfictions, the best way is my Snapchat. If you hate yourself more than literally everyone hates Martin Shkreli, consider doomfisting that subscribe button. Purple Man out.